These DEI policies in video games, yeah, they're not working. They've never worked. I don't know why anybody thinks that they would work. It's because, oh, the ideologues that push this type of stuff, it's their religion. So, of course, they need to proselytize to the masses. But now that we're finally getting to a point in time where all of these bombs are starting to pile up like a scrapyard outside Nagasaki, there's some assessments and some changes that need to be made. And there's a tone and tenor in the player base that's finally recognizing what the problem is and starting to reactively and proactively push back. And big story to really kick this off earlier this year was Cabrutus's Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam curator group that got, oh boy, it got the industry in quite a dizzy. He ended up spinning that off to the DEI Detected website, and then there were other people out there, shout out Smash GT, for creating a list also of friends of Kotaku. He would end up spinning this off into a Kotaku Detected website, meaning this was just simply a list of publicly available people who have connections to the game journalism industry, and then just to let people know that, ooh, these people, yeah, they kind of got a bit of a past, and it's not exactly a past that would lead to any sort of trustworthy behavior, so mind your P's and Q's around these people, especially if they're sniffing around in certain corners trying to get quotes in order to take down something that they deem to be against the agenda. So yeah, here's a handy list for you to go ahead and cross-check names on. That ended up getting his website taken down by activist Nick Calandra, who was formerly the editor-in-chief over at The Escapist, and then that thing burnt to the ground, so he decided to create Second Wind, which is, oh boy, it's being bolstered up by one content creator who is already very, very tired with the genre, but hey, people still like Yahtzee because extra credits was good back in the cut. Sorry, not extra credits. Zero punctuation. That's what he used to run. All of those legacy YouTubers, okay, outside of like Angry Video Game Nerd, all of them were ass, bro. Like, let's, really be honest with ourselves. But he's the only reason that Second Wind would have a second wind, because all of the shady tactics that led to the destruction of the Escapist, that they could survive, the weather balloons, the pair of them that was Jim Sterling and Movie Bob, the site, the platform, the brand that ended up going in smoke, was mostly done in by shady business practices. It perfectly encapsulated in the likes of Nick Calandra, yellow journalist extraordinaire. Just kind of lets you know the games journalist in general can't be trusted. There's some of them that are good that are out there, but the overwhelming majority of them, well, they live up to their reputation. So let's check in on this here real quick. Smash JT's Kotaku Detected website has made a return after a coordinated takedown attempt by mainstream video game press. The debacle unfolded over almost the entirety of May between Jeff Tarzia, a games industry recruiter turned journalist, and YouTuber Smash JT. Oh, okay. And Alyssa Mercante. Professional e-thought. Kotaku's, lone remaining employee. Lying Jezebel. I like that one. We'll go with that one. On May 3rd, Tarzia reported on Mercante misrepresenting Cryptivio's CEO Alex Kolshelkov. Yes, after the farm folks' perfect breast jiggle physics joke, Mercante quoted, Kolshelkov in a way that suggested he was against those upset over the apology. Alex would end up coming out going, no, she lied, and then Mercante is like, no receipts, no refunds. You ain't got the receipts. And he's like, I do have the receipts. And she's like, doesn't matter. Tarzia covered this on his website and YouTube channel, along with accusing Mercante of being a former sex worker. Well, she is, though denying she was a stripper. Who would pay to see that? Oh, the body of a 13-year-old boy. Not just talking around what she, totes around in her 96 Buick. Mercante has admitted that she's a former cam girl, which, I mean, let's be honest, you're just a stripper with an extra step. May 6th would then see Tarzia start his End Kotaku campaign, explaining Kotaku was pivotal voice in the gaming industry. Yeah, because it's kind of the last one left, if we're being honest. It's never the biggest, but it was always the most pernicious and seemed to have the worst takes. Yet fallen far from grace, with journalism behaving more like activists, Tarzia launched a petition requesting accountability from parent company Geo Media in hopes to return to unbiased reporting or shut down entirely if they refuse. There you go. At the time of writing, the petition has reached 4,400 out of the 5,000 signatures that they're seeking, which is Not an insignificant number of people, okay. Kotaku has been the poster child for the worst trends in mainstream gaming journalism over the last decade, upholding games and developers that support left-wing ideals while condemning the rest, sowing division by portraying disagreements as harassment, unprofessional behavior, and cronyism. Yeah, of course, they were central figures in Gamergate and perhaps the loudest voice on the other half of whatever we're dealing with now in 2024. Right, Smash JT was the person who Alyssa Mercante, contacted his wife over. Okay, anyway, I found your wife's Facebook and asked what she thinks about the father of her children, which is like, that's not how husbands work, but all right. Maybe you've got a weird fetish that you're also trying to work out on the internet, but she's not a stripper, guys. Harassing a woman online and laughing then when she shares that somebody they're supporting has been threatening to yeet them for weeks. I mean, provide the receipts. His video on the matter, Tarzia adds that Mercante had been emboldened due to others in the gaming industry pushing her forward. Yeah, of course, because the games industry is ran by people that look like this. Ugh. Tarzia went on to create Kotaku Detected on the 24th, a section of his website dedicated to create a comprehensive directory of certain individuals detailing their roles, articles, and other relevant information as to why they have negatively contributed to the video game journalism. And then, like I laid out before, Nick Calandra spearheaded a campaign to go to the service provider for his Kotaku Detected website, got it taken down temporarily. Smash JT got the site back up because they cited a TOS violation in order to take down the website. He's like, that makes absolutely zero sense. And they're like, yeah, you know what, you make good points, and then reinstated the website. After all this stuff ended up going down, I seen, Nick Calandra basically go Twitter dark because he got exposed as being the hack that he, kind of portrays himself as being, if we're being completely honest. But why is it that these freaks take such umbrage with wanting to be put on a list when they're so open about putting YouTubers on a list? I think Alyssa Mercante was the one who had, a grudge list that she was holding against certain YouTubers covering her nefarious acts online. It's very strange how they want, a certain set of rules for one group and not the others. But here we are talking about the hypocrisy in games journalism. What is this, 2014 all over again? More things change, the more they stay the same. But here's the thing, man. Okay, you put these freaks on a list, you make it easily accessible for people to take a look at, provide the receipts for, and go, yep, they're scumbags. You do it for journalists, okay, it's going to have the intended consequence of, you know what, having normal people not interact with these freaks so that they can't make these hit pieces. They'll still try, but it'll be even more devoid of actual evidence or any sort of tangible proof, and then they'll just hasten their decline. And they're scared of this stuff because they know that it works, because we mentioned it before with Cabrutus and the SBI Detected theme page. Now he has the DEI Detected website, and he's categorizing and cataloging all of those games that have certain consultancy firms come in and woke the place up. And as you could see, one of the most prolific examples, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, being a $200 million bomb for Warner Brothers, as the poster child for that, okay, outside of the dated gameplay, the horrific storytelling, the insufferable characters, it had the added benefit of having Sweet Baby Inc. over the top of it, retroactively looking at Alan Wake 2, not making back its budget, but we won narrative awards, guys, that's so great. But what other example that's out there? One that actually came out after it was on a list of Sweet Baby Inc. related games, and Tales of Kenzera ZAU. I know I'm not pronouncing that right, nor do I really care, because it's going to be one of those games that came out, had all of these agendas to push because they hired Sweet Baby Inc. And then everybody looked at that and went, nah, man, I'm going to do this weird thing called voting with my wallet. You aren't entitled to my money. I know that I'm going to be disappointed with the story that's here. Wait for it to either go on deep discount, or I'm just never going to play it again. Because you decided to side with the freaks that intrinsically hate us. We've heard it from the CEO, Kim Belair. She's there to push agendas, not make games, not tell compelling stories. She's just there for her own pet projects. So why should I support that stuff? I want a game. I want a piece of entertainment. I don't want a message. Yes, the director of this game, I think I'm calling in a fatwa if I say that, okay? Abubakar Salim plays diversity victim and discounts game after boycott crushes it. Because these lists detailing all of these woke freaks and their woke projects, they work. And that's why they're scared of them. Abubakar Salim, the director of Tales of Kenzera, ZAU, painted himself as a victim while discounting the game after it was effectively boycotted on Steam after having hired Sweet Baby Inc. to work on it. Tales of Kenzera ZAU was added to Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam curator list after Sweet Baby Inc. Announced it in January's newsletter that it had worked on the game. So yeah, it's not like Cabrutus is just making the stuff out of thin air. It's he provides receipts to his lists. Okay, like it's easily accessible. These people would normally be proud of their inclusion, but now all of a sudden they have a problem. Oh well, the company wrote, our friends at Surgent Studios dropped the trailer for their upcoming action adventure platform. Yeah, ZAU. We had the utmost pleasure of working with Salim and the Surgent team on this poignant story, which is heavily inspired and influenced by Bantu mythology. We know that you're going to love it as much as we do. Yeah, whatever. I remember seeing the reaction and reviews of this game, and it was middling at best. Like everybody was saying, the gameplay kind of sucks, but the story is fantastic from the professional reviewer class. So it's like, we already know what you're doing, right? Not only did Sweet Baby Inc. announce that they worked on the game, but Salim was a partner with co-founder Sweet Baby Inc. David Bedard and Kim Belair alongside Sweet Baby Inc. employee and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League writer Amy Lee Shaw. And then the company named Bebe Sucre. Wow, so baby sugar in Spanish. Wow, yeah. Sweet Baby Ltd. Yeah, of course. I mean, come on, man. Why would you boycott me? Because I, helped found the company? Like, come on, man. Yeah, the game released Steam on April 23rd and peaked with concurrent players of 287. End of May, peak concurrent count was 19. The past 24 hours, it jumped up to 35. Wow. It's estimated the game has sold between 11,800 and 14,900 units. So great stuff, I guess. Game's player base dwindling. Well, how does it dwindle from such low numbers to begin with? But okay, Salim took to X at the end of May to announce a discount for the game. However, he also painted himself as the victim because, of course, this is what these people do. So I don't want to address this, but we're here now, bruh. Look, since the beginning of my career, there's always been someone who's made me feel like I didn't deserve the opportunity I got from Assassin's Creed to Raised by Wolves. I've had to ignore people saying that I wasn't the work that got me the opportunities. No, it was simply because I'm black. What? No, I couldn't tell. Look, I've turned the other cheek and just kept doing my thing, even when people were saying the only reason why he's been cast as father in Raised by Wolves is because the character is a service model. Look, some of the comments, a few of them you can just brush off, but when it's a constant barrage of them, it's exhausting. Exactly. It's just how do you explain the woke consultancy firm that you helped fund and explain how that had a detrimental effect on your game? You don't want to attack that. You don't want to go to that. I'm sure it's been very tough for you to, get all of these diversity handouts. And I'm sure that you think that it's only because, the color of your skin, but you accepted the role based on the hiring policies, especially of Ubisoft. To sure of Raised by Wolves who ended up making that, but I mean, come on, man. But we can continue to go on and on, but we have a game that's 6 weeks old at this point in time, and now it's being discounted. It's not quite no 50% like Skull and Bones, another failed Ubisoft project. It's a quadruple A video game, guys. That's why it is so expensive. And we got this pirate game that's very ambitious. It's just you cannot swim. It's like, holy shit, bro. Put that one in the cooker for a little bit longer. But this is why these freaks don't want their names. They don't want their actual associations out there. They want to be able to work in the shadows. They want to be able to insert their messages, their agendas, their ideologies, and their propaganda any way that they can. But the moment that they get this spotlight that they so desperately desire placed on them under the context that they don't want it, well, they start to freak out, and well, I consider that a great victory, because the moment that these guys get out of the games industry is the moment that we can actually return to having a games industry worth giving a shit about. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.